Hi, good to be with you. Thanks for watching my Vision News. Two news stories. Firstly, Fano, Amhara, Fano today showed with pictures, with evidence, its control of a town where it seems that Fano has established a sort of government there, local government. Where is Ethiopian military? What is the name of this area? Where uh, is Fano now in this area? Who is leading this Fano faction? While military claims these groups are groups of robbers, extremists, and they're on the run. But on the ground, Fano fighters seem to be administering a town of Wareda. There could be other Waredas as well. Second, viewers, revelations from Tigray interim president Getachew Reda. Are there secret prisons in Tigray not known to Tigray interim government? Who is there in charge of these prisons? Are there some elements in Tigray which are not accountable to Tigray regional government? And secondly, Getachew tried to justify the crackdown on opposition today. He held a press briefing. Tigray government for the first time looked in trouble, under pressure. Opposition, I think, managed to push Tigray government on the back foot. So what did Getachew say? Details of his press briefing for you. Firstly, viewers, Fano fighters are in control of a town of Wareda where banks are open, prisons working, local government officials on duty, Fano fighters telling them to continue their duty, their jobs. Where is this Wareda? Where is Ethiopian National Defense Force in this area? If you watch my videos regularly, you know that I have been telling you that Colonel Fantahun Mohabao led Fano faction has emerged as a very organized Fano faction. In a very short period of time, Colonel has managed to gain prominence. He is leading all Fano factions. He is trying to build a sort of army, trying to give one name to all the Fano factions. Colonel's Fano faction today shared pictures from Wareda, which is under full Fano control. Because the administrative center of this Wareda is under Fano control. Pictures of Fano fighters shared from this city. They are standing in front of a bank, other public institutions from where the pictures have been shared. The name of the Wareda is Delanta. Delanta is in South Wollo. Administrative center of Delanta is Vagaltana. Weeks ago, Fano fighters entered Vagaltana. There was a big pro-Fano rally in Vagaltana. Military withdrew. Then came counteroffensive. Military received reinforcements. It launched a counteroffensive. Fano fighters withdrew, but they're back in the town, in control of Delanta, Wareda's main city, that is Vagaltana. Colonel Fantahun Mohabao himself shared his pictures today, standing in front of a wash bank in Vagaltana. His Fano faction says that city government officials can continue their jobs. No one should be scared. Fano fighters are here. We don't want to terrorize anyone. We'll control other territories too. Wherever we go, people, government workers should not be frightened. They shouldn't be scared. They should continue their duties. You can see the picture on screen. These are from Vagaltana, Delanta, Wareda, Fano fighters there. No Ethiopian National Defense Force. If there is local police, it is under Fano. If there is local administration, it is under Fano. So, where is Ethiopian National Defense Force? Where is Amhara regional government? Where is Ethiopian state of emergency department led by Tamasgan Terone? They are trying to give this impression, the government side, as if Fano is finished, as if nothing is there on the ground and all town cities under military control. Fano fighters are just running to save themselves. They are fighting for their lives. But on the ground, you see colonels, Fano faction in control of Reda, administering the Reda, we can say, governing the Reda, the city, we can say. And the colonel made it clear that his Fano faction would control other territories too. It means that military is basically in control of big town cities. Military's first focus is control big cities, open main roads, and then move towards small town cities. It's a long war. I have been saying it's a long war, if war the right word. You can say it's a protracted conflict. People say, Sajid, don't use the word war for Amhara region. It's not a war. It's more than a battle, less than a war. That is what I can say. So, military in big cities, even in big cities, military is under pressure. Fano fighters operating in the very outskirts of, like Debre Morkos, they enter Debre Morkos. They are operating close to Bahirdar, close to Gondar, close to Shorobe too. Small town cities, dozens under Fano control. And forests, mountains under Fano. There is no ENDF there. So how can entire Amhara region be cleared from Fano fighters by military in just a few weeks, days, or even a few months? It's a long, protracted conflict. Only solution is dialogue. Otherwise, you will see instability in the Amhara region, which will grip entire Ethiopia. So, Colonel Fantahun is now sharing the evidence. I think this evidence is coming after Jula's rhetoric. Jula, 3 days ago, claimed as if Fano was finished, that Fano fighters were liars. They were telling lies. No POWs captured, no helicopters captured, no tanks captured. No. POWs are being shown, cities under Fano control being shown. You could see military hardware to taken, captured by Fano fighters in coming days. Secondly, viewers, alarming revelations by Getachew Reda, Tigray interim president. Opposition successfully put Tigray interim government under pressure. Getachew had to hold a press briefing 2 hours ago to justify government's position. Government has launched a crackdown on opposition parties in Mekelle. Opposition parties want to protest on Thursday. Opposition leaders arrested, opposition workers being arrested. Mekelle city government, Tigray interim government refused to give permission to opposition parties to protest in Mekelle. Getachew held a press briefing justifying government's action. What did he say? Firstly, he admitted that some prisons unknown to the interim government have been discovered. It means there are elements in Tigray, rogue elements in security structure which have been running these prisons, private prisons, who are being kept there. There are criminal elements in Tigray, part of security structure. How many have been discovered? Who was in charge of those prisons? No details shared. But Getachew confirmed today, it's alarming. It means there is state within state in Tigray. That Tigray interim government is finding it difficult to enforce its writ in the region. Secondly, he shared his performance. He said in the last 5 months, interim government did not share details of its work with the people. Interim government reached an agreement with the federal government. The federal government would dismantle the setups in Volkai, Thumara, Sagade, Koram, Raya, and that is happening. So that is federal government's duty. IDPs will start returning, and aid is going to aid supply is going to resume. Tigray government is working on that. Accountability difficult to achieve, accountability for war crimes, because those who committed war crimes, Tigray government has been forced to talk to them. So it's difficult to ensure accountability for war crimes. He spoke about aid theft too. He said more than 400 have been arrested in connection with aid theft in Tigray. Overall, he tried to justify, he tried to prove that his government is working and his government's performance is very impressive. But his government did not tell the people, did not brief the people about its performance. And he criticized opposition parties a lot. He said those who were part of the genocide of Tigrayans, who were behind the genocide of Tigrayans, are leading this demonstration. Now, what is his justification for the crackdown on opposition parties? Is this justification convincing? He said, a right to protest cannot be suppressed, but opposition parties can only tell the government that they want to protest. Venue will be decided by the government, keeping in view the security situation. Venue and date too, by the way, I think. So opposition parties told Mekelle government that they want to protest on Thursday at a particular location, but that was not suitable. There are security threats. So opposition cannot be allowed to protest on the given day, at the given time, in the given area. Only government can decide where to protest. Now, does this justification make any sense? What is the problem with the location of the protest? Which security threat is there? Just a few days ago, Tigray held large-scale gathering in Mekelle. A Shinda festival was held. You saw big crowd in Mekelle. If a Shinda gathering can be organized in Mekelle, why can't 5 opposition parties, 1 has withdrawn, why can't 4 opposition parties hold a demonstration in Mekelle? There was no threat to a Shinda. There is threat to opposition parties' protest. His justification does not make sense. Getachew's TPLF is no different from the Prosperity Party. TPLF is being exposed. Opposition parties very successfully exposed TPLF's democratic credentials. His defense of his government's action on opposition parties was not convincing. So he made it clear opposition won't be allowed to protest on Thursday in Mekelle. I think opposition has achieved its objective. Opposition's objective was to put pressure upon the Tigray interim government. Its objective was to tell the people of Tigray that there is opposition in Tigray. Small opposition parties united. They formed an alliance. TPLF saw a real political threat. It suppressed the protest. I think it will enhance support for opposition parties. So tomorrow, no protest is likely, but Getachew's government is losing grip. You will see now more calls for protests by these opposition parties in coming days. Thank you for watching.